Good afternoon, NGTC family. Welcome to another day of online gymnastics. No, we don't want to continue this forever, and I'm sure you don't either, but hey, right now, it's beats sitting around playing video games all day and watching TV. And it's such a beautiful day. I'm sure you can see the sunshine outside. If you don't need to see it in the camera, you can just look outside and see it. Get outside, get some exercise, do some handstands, some cartwheels, and if you want to know how, that's what we're for. So, we've spent the last, few weeks going over basic skills, basic conditioning, stretching. We need to continue to do those, and Megan is going to lead you through just a basic warm-up of some quick running, some quick jumping jacks. You can use a jump rope if you have one, and then we're gonna go over all the things you need. I have my list here for level 1, level 2, as far as terminology goes, and basic skills, stuff you can practice at home. So we'll get to all that, get you guys ready so that when we get back, you guys can level up faster. Okay, Megan, go ahead. Let's start with 1 minute of running in place. After that, do 30 seconds. Okay, good job, guys. Now, you're gonna come up and just hold it for a second. Then we're gonna switch legs. Then we're gonna switch legs. Okay, let's do that for 1 minute also. Go. Use your arms too, Megs. Good. Nice work. Okay, arms above your head in high crown, and we're gonna lift up and we're gonna stand and hold our releve position. Go ahead and go. Heels are off the ground, standing on the balls of her feet. You can't see your elbows. Stay up, stay up. Try to hold it. We're gonna hold it for 30 seconds. Almost done, keep going. And come down, nice work. Okay, now, I don't know what they're called. I'm having a brain blank. Where you're here, you jump, boom.
A burpee?
We're gonna do, let's do 20 burpees, okay? You guys can do 20 burpees. You don't have to do them all at once, but you can do 10, take a little break, then do 10 more. And go ahead. Megan's gonna show a few.
Do you hear that?
No. Keep going, guys, keep going. Should be about 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. One more. 20. Good job. You guys need a quick drink of water? Feel free. Okay, so I thought what we would do today is go through some basic stretches, and while we're doing it, we're going to go over some review of body positions and shapes. We always start with a pike. Can you guys show us what a pike is? Yeah, you can sit on the ground and do it. Megan will show a pike stretch. Notice her toes are pointed, knees are flat on the ground. You've heard me say this 100 times. Now we're going to do that again, except this time, put your feet up against the wall. Megan's going to use this mat as an example. You're going to put them flat on the wall. Now we're going to do that same stretch, but in a flexed position, and we're using the wall to keep us flexed. Knees are flat on the ground, and go ahead, try to reach those ankles. Can't go as far now. This is a great stretch, again, watching TV or chatting with your family or whatever. Good stretch to do. And you don't have to go far, you don't have to kill yourself on these. It's pretty difficult. Good, and straddle, please. You can still use the wall if you want. You can keep your feet on a straddle, but you don't need to. And down to the right. And over to the left. Those of you at home, if you're catching this every day, you've probably never stretched out this much. It's something good to do every single day. Just a little bit of warm up, a little bit of stretching, and really make you feel good throughout the day and really productive. Get a lot done. And reach out down the middle. Try to get that chest flat to the ground. Okay, and from that position, we are going to just roll onto our back and into a candlestick position. I want you to do that 5 times. Candlestick, come down. Candlestick, come down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. Okay, now go back in your straddle, Megan. Okay, you guys at home, you put your hands down in front. Now try to lift your legs off the ground. I want you to see how hard this is. Yeah, if you can do it, do 10 of them. Come on, you can do it. Try to get the whole legs off the ground. So those of you wondering, this is the start of a press handstand, right? Now, we're not spending as much time stretching today because we've done it each day. But I do want to give you guys some stuff we can work on at home to get closer to your handstands. So let's start with the press handstand. Megan, you want to get on that? I think you guys can see that okay. So you're gonna sit on it, and you can do it in a straddle, feet on the ground. You're gonna push up and try to get your, there you go. So get on something, a seat cushion, anything that's a little bit elevated. Start in a straddle, and you're gonna try to get your hips over your shoulders. You don't have to go all the way to handstand. Make sure you have plenty of room in your house to be able to do this safely. You don't want to kick brother or sister or little dog or kitty. But we really need to be working all these muscles. If you're not able to do it, reach out, okay? You gotta reach down, rounding your back as you go, and really work those muscles trying to get your booty up over your shoulders. And go ahead. Hands can be on the ground. There you go. Yeah. So now you're going to try to just push up into a straddle handstand.
I can't push.
Okay. So try putting your feet up on the mat as well. There you go. It's difficult. Now, do the same thing, but from your knees or from middle split. You can move to get up. There you go. So just go into a handstand-like position. You're not going to bring your legs all the way up. Let's just get your hips over your shoulders. It's going to look at something like this. Yeah. Now, from that same position, I want you to go ahead and try one more time. I'm going to try it one more time. Just try to get your hips up over your shoulders. Good. Now lift one leg. So what it's going to look like, go ahead, is you're going to get your hips further out. Keep walking them up.
My legs are too short.
Oh my God. Now lift a leg. Yeah. So we're just practicing going into that handstand position. Okay? Also, it's good for your shoulders. Now, from that same position, let's do 10 shoulder shrugs. So you're going to get in that position. Your arms are down, your feet are elevated, and you're in this position. You're just going to shrug like this. Really work those muscles. Good. So I have in my little hands a book for our rec classes that has all of the skills we need for every level. A lot of these we've already covered, but I want to go over some terminology. We go over arch every day. You guys know what an arch is. Go ahead and do that at home if you're able. We talked about beam feet. Okay, being straight, you don't want our toes off the balance beam. We just did a candlestick, so you guys know what that is. What about front support? We talked about front support on balance beam, or for the boys on a pommel horse. Of course on the bars. Pardon me. What is front support? Is it kind of like this? So we're up here and we're just in front support, right? We're a little bit rounded. We're putting our weight on our wrists and we're holding ourselves up, okay? Again, that's something you don't have to have a bar to be able to do. Just the edge of the chair or something like that where you can round and really start pushing up through your core. That's what we want to see in your front support. First position, right? You gotta remember first position. And fifth position with your heel at your toe of your other foot. Good. High crown. Hollow. What about a hurdle? So I think this is a difficult one for people to understand. There's hurdles and there's lunges. What's the difference? Because if we go into a handstand in a lunge, then why do we hurdle when we're running? Interesting question, huh? Well, you can't really stop and do a lunge when you're running into a skill. That's where the hurdle comes in. So if you look, if you're watching a video or something of gymnastics and you watch one of the girls or boys as they're running into something and they go to hurdle, if you look really carefully at it, it's in the shape of a lunge. It's kind of a running lunge, right? So your hurdle is going to take the shape of a lunge. We don't want to hurdle straight up. We hurdle for power. So when we're hurdling, our arms come forward, we're running, we hurdle around it like that, okay? Notice I even fell forward. So we run, hurdle like that. Everybody try that at home, okay? When you come up, your knee comes up with you, kind of like a puppet on a string. Boom, and into rounded shape. Run, 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 hurdle, good. Okay, go ahead and try that a few times.
You should have one that step with their back foot.
Oh, we could do that. Megan just had a good idea. Okay,
Works with the twos really well.
say that again.
I would say it works with the twos really well.
So we step with our bad foot and hurdle.
Yeah, or even just slow.
So let's try that at home. Okay, you're gonna step with your bad foot. If you wonder which is your good or your bad foot, if you're just standing there and you lose your balance and you step out with a foot, all right? Okay, that's the one we want to put up front. Okay, boom, that's the one we're gonna catch ourselves with. So you run, 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 hurdle, put the bad foot and hop. Is that what you? Yeah. So we're just gonna hurdle, hop. Okay, hurdle, hop. I'm just hopping through that one foot. Remember earlier in the week we did 1 foot hops? See how it all kind of ties together? Yeah, so it's just hurdle, hop. Okay? Thank you, Megan. That was good. So that's our hurdle. That hurdle doesn't really change when we're doing anything, even vaulting. In vaulting, instead of going into a tumbling skill, we go into a punch with both feet. Pike we did when we stretched. Pointed feet we did when we stretched. What about a pivot turn? We worked on those the other day, for those of you that were with us. Well, this is on here also, and it's called releve, right? So if we start in high releve, I'm going to take my shoes off, and I purposely wore some white socks so you could see my feet on this gray floor. Okay? But if you go in high releve, what does that do? Puts us up on our toes, right? Okay? So once you get to high releve, a pivot turn is simply going to turn the other direction, right? Now we can't keep winding ourselves up, so after you get to here, it winds back. You're pivoting. You're pivoting on the balls of your feet. That's a pivot turn. Now you have to do that, of course, in high releve. High releve, you hear us say that because I could just be on my feet and go up a tiny bit. That's releve. It's really low releve, but it's releve. We want a nice high releve. You're pushing as tall as you can through those feet. Let's go ahead and do 5 high releves from a standing position. So you're just going to stand here, okay, like you're starting. We're going to go up into releve, hold it, and back down. If you start falling out of these, so you go into high releve and you're like wobbly, squeeze your thighs together. So when you go up, really squeeze. That'll help you stay up. Okay? Good. Let you finish those 5. Now a straddle we did also, we stretched that, right? That's where our legs are out to the side. Notice how her legs were pointing when she did that. Yeah, her feet were pointed. She had them as wide as possible, but where were her knees pointing? Yeah, so just like in a straddle jump, last week we covered all the different jumps, or a lot of the basic different jumps. One of them was a straddle jump, and we see this all the time, where girls do a straddle jump, or boys, and their legs come out this way. See where my feet are still pointing at you, right? Instead of coming with your knee pointed up, now my toe is pointed at the ceiling. Boom. So both your feet should be doing that. Just like you're sitting on the ground, with your legs straight out. Your knees and your feet should be pointing straight up at the sky. That's a straddle. A T lever, well, out of your lunge, you do a lever, right? And a T lever is just going down to horizontal and back up. That's a T lever. Megan's going to demonstrate one. Notice her bottom leg straightens as she goes into her lever. Good, excellent. And a tuck position. How about if you lay flat on your back? Megan's going to do it also. And let's get you into a tuck position. Now, a couple things are important to notice. If she was upright, she could do a tuck jump. What we see all the time with tuck jumps is that their chest, your guys' chest, goes down to your knees. When you're laying here, is her chest moving? Not at all. Her chest stays there, her knees come up to her chest. Notice the difference? Not her chest to her knees, but her knees to her chest. That's a tuck jump or a tuck position, as we've done here. Good. These are really important for you to know and get down so that you don't even have to think about them. Okay. So for the rest of Gazelle, which is what we're covering right now, like the vault, we know we don't run across our red vault runway, right? Other gyms have the same color carpet everywhere and you'd have to ask them, but for us, we make it easy with the red carpet. Just don't cross the red vault runway because girls might be running down there doing their vaults. Good. So the rest of the vault stuff we actually covered, which was jumping to the springboard with 2 feet. That goes back to our hurdle, right? So our run, we hurdle, and then we punch. Notice where my feet went, okay? Run, hurdle, and punch. Run, hurdle, punch. Notice each time I hurdle, what do my arms do? Run, hurdle, punch. They arm circle. Run, hurdle, punch. Notice my chest is back. If that was a springboard, I would be landing right on the X or the little mark we have on each of the springboards. That's where you're going to put your feet. That will give you the way big ability to jump and do a beautiful vault. And it's the same way, those of you that use a trampoline, same exact thing. Doesn't matter what platform you're using to take off from. Now the rest of the vault is a handstand, right? So we do that. You see the girls get up on the mat or the vault table, and then it's a handstand the rest of the way off. That's all it is. Okay. What's important about vault at your level? Whether you're level 1 or level 2 or 3 for that matter, what's the most important thing for you guys to really get? Running. You've got to run, okay? If you pick a spot, and this is what I would suggest, pick a spot on the vault runway that you start at every time, okay? That's just where I start. I start at this little piece of tape or the edge of this mat or whatever, and start there each time. If you do that, you're not gonna have to worry about, oh gosh, I hope my feet are right when I get down there and I can step correctly and my steps aren't all off and I miss the springboard, because that could be kind of scary. But if you start at the same spot and you know your steps are right, we always start our vaults with just some running to start with. Then we'll do a straight jump, right? Run, hurdle, punch, straight jump onto a mat. Good. All we're doing there is trying to get you guys used to running. So if you're kind of going through it and you're able to kind of jog and do it, great. Now let's speed that up. So we can't go to the bars. We could go to the bars here, of course, but you don't have bars at home. So what I'd like you guys to do is at home, where you have a chance, we want to do just some hanging, right? We want to hang in a tuck hold. I just showed you what a tuck hold was, or an L hold where your legs are just straight out. You could do some leg lifts so you're getting your feet to the bar, okay? You could also do that laying on the ground, right? Megan, can you lay on the ground and just bring your feet up to you? Yeah, and actually you could do it from a hollow position. So reach down and try to touch your toes each time. So as you come up, you're gonna reach down like that.
Like a V-up?
Yeah, just like a V-up. So it's like a V-up. I don't consider it the same as a V-up because I want your feet coming a little further instead of meeting halfway. This is your holds and your bar, yeah, just like that. This is your bar exercise without actually having a bar, okay? Now the only thing that is difficult to do, and that is pull-ups and chin-ups and all those other things that we do on bars. We talked about front support, right? And walking across. You could do that on the edge of a mat or the edge of a bed. Sometimes beds aren't hard enough, but something, ask your parents to make sure it's safe for you to do it. But if you just get like on the edge of a, let's just say a mat, okay? It might be a table or something at your house. And you're on the edge in front support, you can walk yourself around the whole time, right? Not on the ground, of course, you're using it on your hands, that's front support. Same thing we do on the bars. That would be some good exercise for you for that. Chin-ups, so we know these are pull-ups with our hands facing out. Chin-ups are arms facing in. Now, not everybody has bars at home, I get that, that's totally fine. If you don't have a tree at home, that's okay too, or a pull-up bar for your doorway, not to worry. So pull-ups and chin-ups work two different parts of your body, right? Number one, they work either the biceps or the triceps, and they work our forearms. We can do all those things without that. We could take a towel on a table and just kind of scrunch it up. Really works all these muscles. And then try to flatten it back out. Again, still working those muscles. Things we need for bars. You can also, I just lost my train of thought. Wow, I can't believe I just did that. Maybe I'll refresh my memory here. Oh, so for your triceps, okay, you're pulling yourself up, boom. You can exercise that by putting your arm out and you're gonna push against that arm. So I should feel it in the back of my arm right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a static stretch. 7, 8, 9, 10. I said stretch, static exercise, okay? We're strengthening that. Again, that's what you're gonna need to do bars. If you don't have a pull-up station, somewhere you can do those at home, this is a good way to get as most out of that as possible. Okay, again, push down, other arm, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, good. Shake it out a little bit. Now, we're gonna pull up with this arm and pushing down with this other one. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Your arm's starting to shake a little bit. Mine was. And the other arm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do it as hard as you can. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Good. Okay. So for our gazelles, that's basically all I can really safely have you do at home for bars. Remember your bars. What's a cast? You guys remember what a cast is? I can't show you right now, but if you were in that front support position, imagine you're on the bars, okay, and you cast and you get your hips off the bar and you come back to it, that's a cast, right? That's a cast. So those exercises that we do where we're strengthening our glutes, or our legs, or our back, that's exactly what we're using that for. So right now on your back, we're gonna do some arch holds. So you're gonna lay on your stomach, sorry Megan. Arms are above your head and arch hold. You're just gonna go into an arch and hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, good. We'll do that one more time. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Now, if you have the edge of a couch or something you can use, you can also work on that casting. Holding yourself here, notice one leg is off the edge of the mat, okay? And I'm just gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Notice I didn't do them super controlled going back. I want them a little faster, okay? That's our casting position. We're gonna do the other leg, so turn around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew, good job. Okay. Try to do those a few times also, because that is really good for your bars. Let's see what else we can do. So when you get back, we want to do some pull-ups, and we're going to see how many pull-ups you can do. So on being, okay, we're just going to go through a few things. We only have a few more minutes here. On the balance beam, everybody falls. I've said that. We've got, first of all, I'm really excited. We changed all of our beam setting. We moved mats around. We got some different things in the gym, and the mats are exactly the way we want them. The beams are so much better laid out. We have lots of room now in our beam area. I'm pretty excited for you guys to see it. We talked about mounting the beam the other day, where we get in front support and we swing our leg over, okay? How do we fall off the beam? Because everybody falls off the beam. Remember how wide the beam is? 4 inches, does that sound familiar? It should, because that's true. How long is the beam? 16 feet long. Most of your ceilings are 8 feet high. So think about twice as tall as your ceiling is how long these beams are. You're gonna fall off them once in a while. It's okay. Now, we have, on a normal day, lots and lots of girls fall off the beam. And very rarely do we have anybody get hurt. And the reason is, when you fall, we're gonna hug ourselves. I don't want you guys trying to catch yourself. That's a great way to injure your arm or your elbow. We're just gonna fall and catch ourselves. Notice I'm kind of rolling. I would prefer to land on my back, okay? We have lots of nice soft mats under the beams. You're not gonna get hurt. It may scare you and it may hurt for a moment, but you're not gonna get injured, okay? And that's why we practice those falls. We're just gonna fall on our back, arms crossed. Good. So also on the beam, we do tuck jump dismounts, okay? You guys remember what a tuck jump is? From here, we're gonna bring our legs up, right, in a tuck. Boom. Notice you didn't hear me land. When you're practicing these, and I encourage you to do these, okay? If I'm here, notice the camera even. We don't wanna hear you land. You're gonna land on the balls of your feet. Any of you that live with some other family or somebody else down below you, you know, be quiet up there. We want to land nice and softly. So the more you can land on the balls of your feet, that's on the toe section of your feet, the quieter it's going to be, and that's the way we want to land. It's also much easier on your body when you start doing big tumbling. Well, I can't really have you bear crawl down the balance beam since we don't have one. You can do them on the floor, just using a line on the floor. Try to bear crawl, or we'll even do crab walks on the floor on that line. So the floor stuff we'll cover tomorrow, and then we'll also do more of the giraffe stuff, okay? Some different kicks, a little different terminology. We'll do a little bit different stuff for your vault, and for the uneven bars, I got a couple ideas for you. And then we'll cover some stuff on floor. I love spending time with you guys. Really, really wish you were here in the gym with us. But listen, we love the feedback. When this gets posted up on Facebook or YouTube, feel free to comment. Leave us some notes. We love to get back to you on those. Send in those pictures, videos of you guys working out. We love to post them, and we still are sending out winners for those who have completed those. And we will see you next time. Stay safe and enjoy the sunshine.